Yo, what's up, guys? Your boy Nick with the Pikmin Man. We're gonna be breaking down the full card breakdown for PFL 5 2024 regular season. It's gonna continue. We got some better fights this week, man, than the last PFL card. Last week's PFL card was pretty horrible if you're watching the fight as a fan. But betting wise, the card was pretty simple. Betting wise, we cast both parlays and PFL last week. So I'm happy with how the last PFL card went for us. But watching that fight, I was live during the whole card PFL, and it was pretty terrible. Watching those fights. Most of those fights are really, really boring. I think the best fight on the card was probably Deshiva and Hackett. But other than that, they weren't really crazy amount of. Tim Johnson fight was kind of crazy. And Marquez fight was kind of crazy last week. But other than that, the fights are pretty horrible last week. Hopefully this card, I think it's gonna be better than last week for sure. We got Clay Collar, who's really fun to watch, has a lot of power, really good boxing. We got Impaka Sangane fighting on this card, taking on Jacob Nadeau, coming off his first loss to Jacob Nadeau against Yuxi Muradov. We also got Patricky Pitbull in a barn burner. He had a barn burner fight with Clay Collard, where he knocked on Clay Collard a couple of times early, then got tired because Clay Collard is just a pit bull out there. He's fighting Bruno Miranda here, so a lot of good fights on this card, man. I'm excited for this card overall. To be honest with you guys, I think there's gonna be a lot of good fights on the card. Let me see if I can adjust my volume, man. Hopefully my volume's you guys can hear me properly. Yeah, you guys should be able to hear me properly. Okay, so there we go. So yeah, let's start with the first fight on the card, guys. First fight on the card is gonna be Brian Gerger taking on Julian Ruiz. Give me Brian Gerger. I think he will be the better wrestler, better striker. Has nice inside leg kicks. Fought the way better competition overall. I watched some tape on this guy and I like what I've seen. He's got really good cardio. Julian Ruiz, he hasn't really been fighting the best guys out there. I really want to see him fight someone better out there, and I think the PFL really wants Brian Gerger to win. I could see him taking down Julian Ruiz, controlling him on the mats, mixing in some ground and pound, maybe looking for a submission or something. But he's mostly a ground and pound guy, even though he does have some submission skills, submission wins. On his record. I'm gonna say Gertrude gets it done by TKO, man. I'm gonna go Gertrude by TKO. I think his boxing is clean, striking is clean. I think Gertrude will get this one done by TKO. That's gonna be my pick. Let's talk about the odds now. Brian Gertrude minus 600. Definitely kind of wide for a guy with only 8 fights, but I think he's really good. He's a way better fighter here. Gertrude by I think it goes over 1.5 rounds. Should go over 1.5 rounds. I don't know if I don't think I see him finishing him in the first round. Maybe he could go out there and finish this guy in the first round, because this guy that he's fighting, Julian Ruiz, hasn't really fought anyone that's gonna give him trouble out there. Gertrude ITD minus, no, that's Gertrude ITD minus 275. If you're gonna play anything, you might as well parlay Gertrude, and your parlays I think should be good enough to parlay. Next, I'm gonna go Gertrude by TKO. Gertrude by TKO is like plus 105, I think. Gertrude by TKO, minus 105. Yeah, you could get a KO out there, but I've seen him go the distance before. Ruiz seems pretty tough though, but I think he's gonna get a finish. Gertrude by finish here. Next fight on the card is gonna be Andrew Sanchez taking to Carl Albertson. Give me Carl Albertson. I think he's got better wrestling, better durability on the feet. I don't know if he's the better striker. Sanchez got some nice speed on his punches. He's probably going to be the better striker here. I like Albertson. He's a way younger, 30 years old, right in his prime right now. He's taken some tough losses out there. Grand Neil, that loss to Grand Neil doesn't look good these days. Carl Moore, but he's fought some tough guys. Early in his career, Jerry Brajka, Phil Davis. Valentin Modovsky has a win over Vadim Nemkov from 2016. I think Albertson has this one covered, man. I'm gonna say Albertson gets it done by. I'll go by finish. Does he get a finish out there? I'm not too sure about a finish, but I could see him getting some ground and pound off, getting a takedown and getting some ground and pound off. Albertson minus 220. I like Albertson as a parlay piece. I think he's gonna win this fight. Even though Sanchez is fought in the UFC, he's been getting finished by some lower level guys, and some guys that he's fought. Makhmud Muradov's okay. He's not with the UFC anymore though. Bruno Silva, definitely has a lot of power. Anthony Smith TKO. I mean, Anthony Smith's a top 10 guy in light heavyweight in the UFC, so really no shame there. Ryan James, I don't know who Ryan James is. I'll go Albertson by TKO. We'll go by TKO. I think he can get a finish out there. I have a feeling it might go the distance though, but I could see Albertson getting a finish in the third round. I'm gonna say a third round finish for Albertson. Albertson by over 1.5 rounds, minus 260. I think it goes over 1.5 rounds, but I'm not like Sanchez durability is definitely questionable. But normally, even when he's getting finished out there, he's normally going third round. I mean, he's getting finished in third round a lot when he's really tired. I think it goes over 1.5 rounds though. Fight doesn't go to this, minus 130. Alberts is not a crazy finisher out there, so that's why like, I wouldn't really be too confident in a finish here. But I like him as a parlay piece. I think he should be safe to parlay. He hasn't finished anyone in Bellator yet, but I could see him finishing Sanchez. Next fight on the card is gonna be Anthony Romero taking on Sergio Cosio. Give me Anthony Romero. I think Romero has better striking, better cardio. He's pretty technical in the feed. Obviously lost to Aubin Mercier. I mean, but he wasn't looking terrible in the first rounds. He got caught with a flying knee in the third round. Got hurt, got finished eventually, but he wasn't looking terrible in the first rounds. He was defending a lot of takedowns out there. Sergio Cosio is mostly a grappler. I mean, he's been fighting out of Lux Fight League out of Mexico. He's a pretty tough dude, man. I mean, came out there, got a finish over Jesse Roberts. So the guy is a definitely dangerous submission grappler. But I am gonna go with Romero. I don't think Cosio is gonna be taking him down. If he doesn't get takedowns, I think Romero probably wins this fight. But I'm not really that confident in Romero here. So I think he's not as good as people think he might be. But I think he should be good enough to win this fight. Minus 335 for Romero. Jesus Christ. Definitely crazy odds. But I'm going to go Romero by decision. I think this one, he will win this fight by decision. Romero, where's the over 1.5 rounds, minus one, over 2.5, minus 175. If you like the Cosio side, you might as well take him by ITD. Cosio by ITD plus 350, not bad. I'm gonna say decision for Romero. I think it goes all 3 rounds. Next fight on the card is gonna be Michael Dufour taking on Adam Piccolotti. Give me Michael Dufour, man. I was trying to fade this guy with Marco Madsen and not Marco Madsen. I mean Mads Bernal. I called him Marco Madsen. This is crazy. But I like the toughness from Dufour, man, because that first rounds were kind of close. I mean, first round and how were close from Dufour and Matt Bernal. Then he eventually just wore him out with the pressure with some nice counter shots. Bernal was putting a lot of pressure on him also, but eventually he rocked him in the second one with a body shot or something like that, then jumped on him with the submission. Piccolotti was definitely winning his last fight over Espinoza, like we were talking about earlier. But he got tired, man, and then he was trying to shoot for a desperate takedown, ran into a flying knee. But he's not a bad fighter, man. He's got some nice grappling, nice control on the ground. He's definitely a guy that can use his size to hold positions on the ground, but I think Dufour has him covered over here. He's a better, more dangerous submission grappler here, I feel like. He's got better striking here. Also has that win over Wilson Rella, who's on a run right now, KSW. Wilson Rella is on a run right now, KSW. He beat him convincingly there. Obviously just finished Matt Bernal, who's pretty tough. Matt Bernal is pretty tough normally. And he finished him in the second round. Give me Michael Dufour. I think Michael Dufour is going to win this fight by finish. I'm going to say a second, third round finish for Dufour. Minus 210 for Dufour. I don't mind that as a parlay piece. This guy's really tough, man. He's looking good right now. 30 years old. Right in his prime right now. I think he's got this one. Dufour by finish, I think. Is going to be my pick. Next fight on the card is going to be Gaji Rabadanov taking on Elwin Espinoza. Give me Gazi Rabadanov. I like Elwin Espinoza though. The guy is definitely getting better out there, but he was definitely down a couple rounds. I mean, like we were talking about earlier with Piccolotti, because he fought Piccolotti in their last fight. And I was live during that fight, and that was a crazy finish that he landed flying knee in the third round, because he definitely losing that fight. He was down 2 rounds in the first rounds. But then he landed that flying knee, knocked him out cold. So the guy is definitely dangerous, man. He's not even known for his striking, mostly known for his grappling, mostly submission grappling. But I think his grappling is not that good either. He wasn't able to get takedowns on a Piccolotti out there. I think he got like one takedown. Couldn't really hold positions on the ground. Rabadonov is a consistent grappler, really good wrestler. Has really good inside trip takedowns, body lock takedowns. Striking defense is okay. He was the first round against Solomon Renfro was not looking good out there, and eventually Renfro got tired. Rabadonov, we all know what Rabadonov wants to do out there. He wants to wrestle non-stop with the pressure, stay on the pressure non-stop. This is a tough one, man, because Espinosa is not terrible. He's actually a dangerous guy, but I gotta go with Rabadonov. I trust his wrestling more. I trust his cardio. His cardio is not terrible, but he's definitely had some moments out there where he's not looking like a dominant wrestler out there. But not for majority of the part. I mean, his striking is okay. Also, he doesn't throw a lot of output out there, but he's gonna be throwing more output out there. He's gonna be more busy than Espinosa on the feet. Give me Rabadonov by decision. I like the over 2.5 here. Minus 245 for Agazi Rabadonov. Then he touched minus 350. That's crazy that he touched minus 350. It should be like a 2-1. I don't think it should be like a 3-1 here. Minus 180. Yeah, that's where I would line Rabadonov. I like the over 2.5 here. I like the over 2.5 minus 240. I like the over 2.5 in a parlay. I think the over 2.5 in a parlay should be solid. If you like the Espinosa side, I mean ITD for Espinosa plus 550. There's gonna be a chance to getting this one. I don't think he's gonna win by decision. I think it's gonna be live for a KO if he catches Rabadonov. So it's something like a flying knee or like a body kick or head kick or something like that. Something crazy like that. If Rabadonov doesn't respect his power, shoots in on a desperate takedown, I could see him clipping with something crazy. But I think Rabadonov has this one by decision. Rabadonov by decision. Next fight on the card is going to be Sadibusi taking on Tom Breeze. Now, Sadibusi is, I mean, he's been in the PF for a while, man. He just has no takedown defense, though. That's what I hate about Sadibusi. His takedown defense is some of the worst takedown defense I've seen. Now, his takedown defense was looking kind of better against Magomed Karimov in the second rematch. I think the second time they fought. Obviously, he had a freak injury in that Josh Silvero fight. He got taken down every round against Carlos Leo. Carlos Leo was taken down and controlling him on the mats. And he was staying more busy off his back. That's what really won him the fight. Every time they were on the feet, I mean, Sadibusi was being more busy out there. Landing more output out there. I don't know, man. Sadibusi, I feel like he's trained Extreme Couture, I mean, which is a really good team. Tom Breeze is a really good wrestler. I mean, really good grappler. Has really dangerous submission game. He's definitely gonna be live for a submission, man. He's also fought in the UFC back in the day. I mean, he's been fighting in KSW recently. Now he's fighting in PFL. Just the wins. I mean, he's not really out there getting some high level wins. I mean, who's he really beat though? Clayton Silva. I mean, Clayton Silva's not horrible, but I picked Tom Breeze by submission there. I mean, Damien, that's not a really high level win either. But Sadibusi, I mean, who's he really out there beating either? He beat Gerald Savati, who's super chinny. I mean, he's been chinned so many times, got chinned out of the PFL. Delano Taylor, who's okay, I guess not. He's pretty horrible though, Delano Taylor. Rory McDonald. I mean, Rory McDonald was completely lost at that point. Carlos Leo, that's a good win. Carlos Leo win. I mean, he beat him twice. The second time, it was a really close fight. Leo was just going for takedowns. Wasn't really throwing a lot of output on the feed. And obviously, side by side was being more busy on the feed, landing more output on the feed. I think Breeze needs to get a submission here, man. Breeze definitely needs to get a submission here. His durability is questionable too. He's been finished 3 times now. So that durability is highly questionable. He's been knocked on PFL now, knocked on KSW. Well, the guys that are knocking him out are pretty high level. Rob Wilkinson, I mean, high level striker, high level kickboxer, knocked him out. I picked Wilkinson by KO there, obviously. I think Breeze can get takedowns inside of Brazil. Can he hold him down and get a submission up? That's the question that I have. If he doesn't get a submission up, Sadibusi probably gonna win this fight by decision. But if Tom Breeze can take him down, control him on the ground, look for a submission, he can probably get a submission on Sadibusi. Sadibisi's submission skills are kind of crazy. I mean, his defense is lacking. I mean, and I feel like he's definitely slowing down right now. Then even did Allen? I mean, Brandon Allen subbed him, right? Didn't Brandon Allen sub him? No, he didn't fight Brandon Allen. I thought I think Tom Breeze was the one that fought Brandon Allen, right? He fought Strickland, I guess. I didn't fight. Oh yeah, he did fight Brandon Allen. He got TKO'd via ground and pound in the first round. I was like, one of these guys did fight Brandon Allen. This is definitely a tough one, man. I'm gonna go Breeze as a dog, but I don't have a lot of confidence in Breeze here because striking is not that clean. Sadibisi will be the far better striker on the feet, but Tom Breeze can definitely get takedowns and control positions on the ground. I'm gonna go Tom Breeze by submission. Low confidence pick, plus 160 for Tom Breeze, plus 200 for Sadibisi. Give me Tom Breeze by submission. That's gonna be my pick. Next fight on the card is gonna be Brent Primus taking on Solomon Renfro. Give me Brent Primus. I think Brent Primus will have the better cardio, decent durability, where he's not gonna get knocked out in the first round unless Renfro catches him clean. Primus, I bet on Primus by finish over Bruno Miranda, because Bruno Miranda has been finished all 5 times now, 4 times. How many losses has Brent Primus had? No, not Brent Miranda. I mean, he's got 5 losses, been finished all 5 times. Primus, I mean, Renfro is pretty durable though. He's got gas tanking issues. Like, he can really get tired if he doesn't knock you out early. Obviously knocked out Hussein Al-Zawadi. And he's knocked out a couple of guys. I mean, he got knocked out by Fugit back in the day, and as a big favorite. I mean, Fugit knocked him out. Mike Malott finished him. Parsons, I mean, going to split with Parsons, a junkyard dog. I mean, not really a bad look. But getting finished by Adam Fugit in the first round is really bad luck. That's not good. Give me Brent Primus. I think Primus will win this fight by decision, controlling him on the ground, taking him down. Renfro was getting taken on against Ghazi Rabadanov. Give me Primus by decision. I don't think he's gonna finish him by submission here. He could lock in submission though, but Renfro is pretty strong physically, man. He's only 27 years old. He's only been finished 1 time by submission, and that was like back in Mike Malott, who's a really has high level jiu-jitsu back in 2020. Primus has got some submission skills, but Renfro, I mean, he was able to stay safe against Rabadana, who's not really a submission grappler, but Primus is mostly a grappler, but he's got some submissions. I mean, 7 submissions in the first round. Maybe the submission is gonna be live, but I'm pretty confident that Primus will win this fight, even though he's 50 years old. I mean, 40 years old. I mean, not 50. He's still gonna win this fight, I think. Primus by decision is gonna be my pick here. Primus by decision, it will be my pick. Let's take a look at the odds. Primus minus 180 for Primus. The line hasn't gone anywhere. He opened up at minus 175, plus 150 for Renfro. If you can find the plus 3.5 for Renfro, I think he'll win at least 1 round out there. Over 2.5 rounds, minus 185. I think it goes over 2.5 rounds. I think it goes the distance. Fight goes the distance, minus 150. I think it goes the distance. Primus by decision, plus 125 is gonna be my pick here. He's very durable, man. I mean, he went the distance with Nurmagomedov, who's clearly juicing for that fight. Went the distance with Michael Chandler, who's one of the most powerful guys at 155 ever. Makachev, that's not Makachev. I mean, that's Islam Mamedov, who's a good wrestler. I mean, Shabli knocked him out. Shabli's got some really good striking, the really good power on the feet. Give me Primus by decision will be my pick. Next fight on the card is going to be Antonio Carlos Jr. taking on Alex Polizzi. Give me Antonio Jr., man. Polizzi's a good grappler. I mean, has some submission skills. Just subbed Jose Augusto, who's fighting in LFA now, I think. I mean, barely beat Grand Neo. I mean, a lot of people barely beat Grand Neo. Give me Carlos Jr., really high level BJJ. I played the under 1.5 rounds his last fight over Simon Young, I mean, whatever his name is. I think Junior will get this one done, 34 years old. I mean, the age isn't that much of a factor here. They're both grapplers. I mean, Polizzi likes to grapple also, so does Junior. I think Junior will be the better grappler here. He's also been looking better out there. Hasn't really been fighting the guys that Polizzi's out there fighting. Polizzi's out there fighting Romero, I mean, Moore, and Impa Kasangane. I mean, I think Impa would be Junior, and I think Romero would probably beat Junior maybe on the feet. I don't think he could. I don't think Junior would take him down. So you gotta cut some slack to Polizzi. He's a dangerous submission artist, but I think Junior will be the better submission grappler here. I'm gonna go Junior by. Is he gonna submit Polizzi though? That's like some Polizzi's never been subbed before. I mean, a lot of people are picking Junior by submission. I mean, does he submit him? I think he could submit him. It's definitely tough, man. Because Polizzi, I mean, he's got some wins over who's he? He has a win over Jamal Pokes. I mean, with the heel hook. So Jamal Pokes is pretty horrible though. Even though he's out there winning fights in the UFC. I mean, does he get a submission on Polizzi? That's the question. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna submit Polizzi. He could submit him. I mean, he's got really good slick back takes. Minus 350 for Carlos Jr. The odds are definitely kind of wide, but I see him getting it done. The odds are definitely really wide. I mean, holy shit. Over 1.5 rounds, minus 155. I don't really like a lot of props for this one. I'm not sure if he's gonna finish him. He could go for ground and pound. I mean, on the ground if he gets a dominant position on Polizzi. Polizzi is pretty strong though in the grappling exchanges. So give me Carlo Jr. by submission or decision. I could see this going longer too. I mean, he's gone the distance before. I mean, he finished Martin Hamlet right by submission. I mean, I'll pick submission or decision for Junior here. Next fight on the card is gonna be Dovlation Yaxi Murdov taking on Simon Binyong. Give me Yaxi Murdov all day long, man. Yaxi Murdov is gonna win this fight anywhere it goes. Better wrestler, better striker. Now, obviously, Simon is kind of dangerous, but he hasn't really been beat Luke Trainer. I mean, that's a good win. That's his only best win I feel like so far. And I think Yaxi Murdov can mix in takedowns. He's got a really like karate stance, striking style. He's gonna be way quicker, way better, way more powerful on the feet. Knocked out Jacob Nadeau, who I was really high on. I was really high on Jacob Nadeau. I thought Nadeau could be that next guy up in PFL, but he really wasn't. I guess Yaxi Murdov made it easy work for him. Knocked him out, knocked him down a couple of times in the first round. Knocked him out eventually. Absolutely put the beating on the guy. Yaxi Murdov by TKO. I think Yaxi Murdov will get this one done by TKO. Even though Simon, I mean, he's pretty durable though. Like never been TKO'd. I feel like this could be the time when he gets TKO'd. Yaxi Murdov can also wrap up a submission. He's got some submission skills, but normally he's a guy that's going to go for a TKO. I think first round TKO for Yaxi Murdov. Definitely could go longer too. I mean, if he respects Simon's power on the feet, he's definitely might not let his hands go, but I feel like he will. Give me Yaxi Murdov by TKO is going to be my pick. Minus 355 for Yaxi Murdov. I think he's going to get this one done. He's way better than Simon. Over fight goes the distance plus 1. I don't think this fight is gonna go the distance. Then the line opened up at minus 50, so people have been betting the fight goes the distance. Yaxi Murdov by decision plus 235. I mean, definitely could go the distance too. Simon's pretty durable on the feet. I mean, never been TKO'd on the feet. Only been subbed. I mean, in his career, I could see Yaxi Murdov hurting him and then jumping on him by submission. He's also going to take him down, I think. Yaxi Murdov is going to mix some takedowns here. Let's go. Next fight on the card is going to be Rob Wilkinson taking on Joel Silvero. Give me Rob Wilkinson. Rob Wilkinson will get this one done, man. Is he going to finish Joel Silvero, though? That's the question. Wilkinson is the way better striker. Levels ahead on the striking. Grappling is okay. He can grapple. He was taking on Thiago Santos, ragdolling him on the ground, mixing and takedown, taking his back. He's got like back takes. Just knocked out Tom Breeze. I picked him by first round TKO there. Tom Breeze is obviously a wrestler. I mean, grappler. I mean, not really known for striking. But yeah. I mean, Silvero. I mean, went to this with Impact Kasangane. That was a 5-round fight. It was a really boring fight. First couple rounds were exciting, but normally that was a really boring fight. And then obviously Sadibasi had that freak injury with his thumb injury. And Silvero was taking him down. That's what caused the injury, though. So you gotta give him some credit. Give me Wilkinson. I think Wilkinson, but is he gonna finish him? Silvero is pretty tough, man. Silvero is definitely really tough. Does he finish him though? That's the question. Obviously, he couldn't finish Thiago Santos. Then he tested positive for PEDs afterwards. After that fight, so they turned it into a no contest. the Silvero finish him, man. I like him as a parlay piece here. Minus 270 for Wilkinson. There's been a lot of money coming to Silvero. I think the lines open up way too wide. I like Wilkinson a lot here. I think Wilkinson will get this one done. Remember, a lot of people are betting Tom Breeze over him also. I don't know why people keep betting against him though. So he opened up as I think 3-1, 2-1, 2.5-1, and the people are betting on Tom Breeze side over there. I don't know. People just like betting against Wilkinson, I guess. But even though Silvero's a really good wrestler, I mean, he can go for takedowns. Has good cardio. Trains our American top team. I don't know. I don't really see him getting this one done. I think Wilkinson will be the better striker. He can hurt him on the feet. Mixing takedowns also of his own. I like Wilkinson by. I'll go Wilkinson by decision. He could finish him on the feet, but I'm not sure. Silvero's pretty tough. He can take a beating on the feet. Wilkinson, over 1.5 rounds, minus 125. I like the over 1.5 rounds a lot. I think it goes over 1.5 rounds. Even though Wilkinson's dangerous in the first round, I think Silvero can strike with him on the feet. I mean, he went to this with Pakistan and is pretty dangerous on the feet. I think it goes over 1.5 rounds. But I like Wilkinson as a parlay piece here. Next fight on the card, we got Patricky Pitbull taking on Bruno Miranda. Give me Patricky Pitbull, even though he's getting up there in age, 30 years old at 155. Not really the best look for him, but I think he's a bit better than Miranda. I'm not really on Miranda at all. I guess he beat Alex Martinez. Oh, good for you. Beat Ahmed Amir. I mean, at least Pitbull's out there fighting Clay Collard. I mean, he actually knocked down Clay Collard in the first round, had him hurt badly in the first round. Eventually gassed, got tired, and got finished and TKO'd. Because the Collard was just on him like a fucking Pitbull the whole time. Obviously, Shabley knocked him out. Shabley's fighting Usman Nurmagomedov in September now. And D'Souza, D'Souza's on a run right now. D'Souza's out there, got a knock on Ryzen recently. So that win versus D'Souza is not bad. Nurmagomedov went to this one. Nurmagomedov took a beating, but Nurmagomedov is a high-level striker, high-level wrestler also. Mostly a striker these days. Doesn't really wrestle a lot. Obviously, he knocked out Peter Queally, and I think that was in. Wasn't that in Ireland? Was that in Ireland? I think that was in Ireland. Yeah, that was in Ireland. Give me Pitbull, man. Pitbull by. Does he get a finish? I'll go by TKO. I mean, Miranda's pretty tough. There's only been TKO 2 times, but give me Pitbull, man, because Miranda's durability is really questionable. His submission defense is lacking. I don't know if Pitbull's not really a guy that's gonna go for submissions. I mean, he's mostly a TKO guy. I'll go by Pitbull by TKO, but I'm not that confident in Pitbull here, because he's definitely getting up there in age, and his cardio is an issue if he doesn't finish Bruno early. Maybe Bruno can come back and win this fight, but I don't know. I'm not sold on Miranda. He hasn't really beat anyone for me to be sold on Miranda. I mean, yeah, even guys in the road to UFC finished him, which is not really the best look. Beat Alex Martinez. I mean, who cares if you beat Alex Martinez? Ahmed Amir. Yeah, I'm not sold on Miranda at all. That's why I picked premise by finish. ITD was plus 285, I think, for 265 plus 265 for premise by finish, because I was like, Miranda has no submission defense, and I gave that play out on the live stream. So if you guys followed that play, you definitely made some money there in premise. Pitbull, I mean, he's gonna be live for a KO. I think he's gonna be live for a KO here. Give me Pitbull by TKO. He's been knocked out 4 times, but the level of guys that he's been out there fighting, man, way different. Way different wavelength. The guys that he's out there fighting. Next fight on the card is gonna be Impact Sangane taking on Jacob Nadeau. Let's take a look at the odds. I mean, minus 110 for Patricky Pitbull. It's even money right now. I mean, Miranda's actually minus 120. Is Pitbull done? I mean, that's the question. Is Pitbull really done? People think that he might be done. It might be over for him. He opened up at minus 150. The money's been going the other way, so give me Pitbull. If it's plus money soon, maybe I'll take a shot on a Pitbull at plus money. The cardio is an issue though. Let's talk about this fight. Impact Sangane taking on Jacob Nadeau. Give me Impact Sangane. I think Impact Sangane will win this fight. I'm gonna go Impact Sangane by TKO. Because Nadeau's got some good striking. I mean, he's really slow though on the feet. He's definitely a dangerous guy in the first round, but he looked really terrible in that Yaxi Murdoch fight. And Mpa Kasangane can also mix in takedowns. We've seen him going for takedowns over Silvero, wrestling for 5 rounds. His cardio is not an issue. And he almost knocked out Johnny Eblin in the second round, man. Johnny Eblin's one of the best prospects and one of the best guys in PFL right now. In Bellator, I mean. I knocked out Polizzi. I mean, I had him by TKO there with Polizzi. So I was like, Polizzi's not going to get takedowns. And Mpa Kasangane's takedown defense really looked really solid out there. And he just pieced him up on the feet, knocked him on brutally. Give me Kasangane by TKO. I think he will finish Jacob Nadeau. Nadeau's obviously he's got some power. I mean, he's been finished 2 times now, both his losses in the first round. Give me Kasangane by first round TKO. I think he will finish him by first round TKO. He's gonna be a way better striker. Also fought the way better competition. Kasangane by TKO. He's really trusting in his striking now. Minus 140 for Kasangane by TKO. That's going to be my pick. Kasangane has obviously been knocked out before. I mean, he's been knocked out 2 times. Once by, Carlson Harris, I think, knocked him out, yeah. Then Joaquin Buckley obviously knocked him out. And one of the craziest KO knockouts we've ever seen watching MMA over the years. That spinning back kick to the face from Buckley. But he's really found his groove in the PFL right now. I think he's got this. Impact Kasangane by first round TKO will be my pick here. I don't think this fight's gonna go over 1.5 rounds. Under 1.5 rounds, under 2.5 rounds. No, that's not that one. Under 1.5 rounds, minus 175. Kasangane's also got some submission skills, so maybe you can lock in a submission. But I think he's gonna be trusting in his striking here. Kasangane by TKO. Plus minus 140. Kasangane by TKO is gonna be my pick. Next fight on the card, guys. Main time. Let's go. Make sure you guys smash the like button on the video. Let's get the algorithm flowing. And let's go, guys. We got Clay Collard taking on Matt Bernal. Give me Clay Collard all day long. I think Clay Collard is gonna win this fight all day long. Matt Bernal, I mean, he's okay. Has been over Daniel White show. Justin Gonzalez, I mean. So he's okay. I mean, not terrible, but losing to Borix is not bad, I guess. I mean, Pedro Carvalho is not horrible. But Clay Collard is going to be a lot better striker here. He's going to be a way better boxer, way better cardio also. And obviously, Bernal just took some damage in that fight. We can say the same thing about Collard. He took some damage in that fight over against Patricky Pitbull, who's got way more power than Bernal. I think Collard is going to piece him up. He's probably going to knock him out eventually, but I'm going to say Collard gets it done by... Does he finish him? I mean, I could see him finishing him. Bernal is like, I think he's 30 years old though. He's not like crazy old. He's only been TKO'd 1 time. Does he get a finish out there? I mean, Borix couldn't really finish. Borix not really submission, like a crazy knock on a guy though. Arnold Allen, I guess, finished him in the UFC. I mean, by submission. It's not easy finishing Bernal with the TKO. I'm gonna go Collard by. I'll go by decision. I think he's not really a guy that's gonna go for submissions, unless he's been working on the grappling, which I highly doubt it. Obviously, he's been losing these fights by guys that can take him down, submit him. I mean, OAM just took him down over and over every round, just controlled him, backpacked him for a majority of that fight. And then McKee obviously took him down and got the submission off on McKee, on Collard. It was a triangle armbar. I mean. Give me Collard by, I'll go by Collard by decision. Collard minus 300. I think it's a good parlay piece. I really think it's a good parlay piece here. Over 2.5 rounds, minus 180. I think he goes over 2.5 rounds, but I like Clay Collard as a parlay piece more than I like the over 2.5 here. Collard by decision, minus 120. I like him as a parlay piece more than like the even by decision, because Bernal is pretty tough though, but he has been finished 4 times out of 6 losses, so. And Collard is pretty durable, man. He's only been TKO'd 1 time in 3rd round. He's fought way better guys than Bernal, so I don't see Bernal finishing him at all. And he's not gonna submit him out there. I don't think Bernal is really like a submission artist here, so even though he's got some submission skills, but he's not gonna submit Collard. Collard by decision is gonna be my pick. So guys, there you go. Those are my full card breakdowns. And the parlay pieces that I really like on this card, let's make a parlay. Let's make a parlay. Let's go. Bet online doesn't let you parlay right now, but once they unlock once they let you parlay, you can parlay probably Collard and Impact Asangane and probably I guess you can go with Arbrickson plus 147. That's not bad. I don't think that's terrible for this for this for this for this fight. I mean for this fight. These three leg parlays: Clay Collard, Impact Asangane, Carl Arbrickson. If you want to juice it up, you can go with Primus is definitely in a dangerous fight, but I see Renfro gassing out in that fight. Wilkinson plus 240 for that 4 leg parlay. It's not bad, plus 240 for that 4 leg, but my most confident parlay on this card is probably gonna be Clay Collard and Impact Asangane, and one more leg we'll add Yuxi Murdoch. If you want to juice it up even more, Premise, you can Premise in there plus 236. Juice it up even more, Michael Dufort. That could be a close fight though. Piccoloti's not terrible. Jercher plus 195 for that 5 leg parlay. Keep your parlays safe, guys. Keep your parlays to 2-3 legs at maximum. I mean, and I hope you guys good luck, man. I'll be live for this card on Friday. I think this card starts at it's gonna be starting at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you guys come hang out with your boy this Friday. We always have a really fun time watching fights, making money along the way. So make sure you guys come hang out with me Friday. I'll see you guys next one. Take it easy, guys, and I hope you guys have a good week, man. Later, guys.